1 hour vinyasa practice. And I do want to kind of address one thing before we move. Our vinyasa practice it's multifaceted. One facet is that it's like a moving meditation, right? So you're inhaling and exhaling, you're doing some complex poses to the point where you can't think about too much because you're always kind of like, where am I going and what's the next step? So that's one aspect of a vinyasa. Keep in mind that vinyasa is not necessarily fast. It's regulated by your breath pattern. So if I'm giving you inhale, reach up, exhale, fold, if that's too fast or too slow, you just mindfully move with your breath pattern. And usually we'll have a bunch of different variations of practice, as in speeds. What I really like about our vinyasa practice is a little bit more energetically moving. What happens is as we go through our vinyasa practice, we'll create some heat. And what this does is this heat is the representation of energy within the body. So when we go through our day, we absorb energy from different people, different situations, different ideas and thoughts as we go through our head. And as we move and create heat, it almost, it kind of like gives us an energetic flush or cleanse of the body. So all the old energy kind of gets burnt off. So while we're moving, I just want you to kind of bring your awareness to where your mind goes to. And what happens is that if we've had a busy day and we're moving through the vinyasa and the head is still kind of lingering in the past, we can drag that old energy with us. And so when we're done, we're still like, yeah, I'm still worried about that thought or that meeting or that conversation. So see if you can keep the mind either on the breath pattern or the asana itself. And this will allow that the rest of the day to just kind of like be pushed off to the side. And I'm not saying we're in denial of that, but what that process does is if we go back to that thought or the idea, we have a new perspective on how we look at it, right? And a lot of times when we're done with our practice, it's like, I don't need that anymore. And if that's the case, great, then we don't need it anyway. So I want to suspend any of the thought and idea that we've actually absorbed throughout the day. I don't want to get too far in front of ourselves for like this evening. So we're trying to stay in with body, we're trying to stay in with breath, and we're trying to stay within feeling. And with that idea, we'll create this energetic pattern that creates the foundation of the rest of the day or even the week or whatever it is that you need, maybe the rest of your life. Cool? So we're going to see if we can find that kind of liberation within the body and the mind, or in the body, in the mind, through the body. Cool. So let's stand on up. Bring the awareness to the bottoms of the feet. Soften your toes. Well, our practice is we're going to build up through a kind of a flow, but as we do that, we'll get a sense of where the body is, so you know exactly what you're in store for, meaning that you could do more or you could do less, and you're going to kind of like do a self-regulation practice. So give the arms and legs a little shake, kind of shaking off the day. And then you can even move your head a little bit to kind of bring your awareness to the neck and the upper back. You can make some really big circles, clockwise, counterclockwise. And then give yourself maybe 1 or 2 really big inhales through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Relax just a moment. Feel the bottoms of your feet. Hold on, I didn't know if I recorded this or not, so sorry. I'm still learning this process. Okay, I am recording. Awesome. All right. So come in front of your mat, soften your toes, weights in the heels. So you're drawing the weight a little bit back. Take the hands to heart center, bring the thumbs towards the heart. Bend and straighten your knees a few times. And at your own breath pattern, inhale, arms reach up. Lift the gaze, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, hands come through heart center. A little bend in the knees as you fold forward. Release your arms, tuck your chin, and soften your shoulders, your head, your upper back, and then just sway the hips a little from side to side. So it's a little mini inversion. And then inhale, come halfway up as you flatten through your back. Lift your chin, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, right foot steps back. Root down with your right hand, twist and open, left arm reaches up. So this is a dragonfly twist. We're pushing into our left foot and we're taking a little bit of the pressure off of the right hand. We're gazing for the left thumb. And then give yourself one more deep full breath here. So the left shoulder draws back and the left thigh draws towards the belly. Exhale, left hand comes down, left foot steps back, come into the top of a push-up. Push through your heels, lift the chin, and keep pressing the floor away from you. Now draw your belly up and in. And then lower your knees down, really nice and slowly lower to the floor. Once you get all the way down, squeeze your legs together and point your toes. Press through your feet, your hips, and your hands. Lift your chin and chest. One deep full breath here. You're going to feel your lower back start to wake up or warm up. Exhale, lower down, soften for a moment, feel the weight of the body. Inhale, come on up to table. So hands come under shoulders, knees under hips, and you're just going to wag your tail a little from side to side. Inhale, the belly drops a little, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, round and squeeze, tuck the tailbone. Try it again. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then neutral spine. Bring your knees a little closer together and extend your right leg. So stretch it out towards the back. Roll your right ankle, wiggle your toes, flex your foot. Root down with your right hand, extend your left arm out in front of you. So spinal balance. Give yourself a breath here. On the inhalation, lift the arm and leg up a little bit higher. On the exhalation, round and squeeze. Bring your elbow towards your right knee or thigh. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Stay here. Right knee bends, heel towards hip. Left hand reaches back, grabs foot, ankle, or shin. Push the foot into the hand, lift the thigh, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then exhale, let it go. Right foot steps forward. Root down through your hands. Draw the hips back, right knee straightens so you can feel it in the right hamstring. Square the hips. Soften or press the torso towards the right thigh, just creating a little inventory here. If you need a little bit more into the calf, roll onto your right heel, flex that foot just a bit. And then exhale, right knee bends, right foot plants down. Roll over the left toes, lift the left knee, right foot steps back, down dog. Spread the fingertips nice and wide, spread the toes nice and wide. Pedal feet and knees like you're riding a bicycle. Shake your head yes and no. Little wag of the tail. A breath or two. This is a chance where you can just let go of more and more of whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're attached to. And then you're just going to walk your feet to your hands. Inhaling, flattening the back as you lift the heart, chin, and chest. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head. Inhale, come all the way back. Arms reach on up, nice and tall. We're going to add here. So right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. A little gaze underneath the left arm. Breathe into the left ribs, no rush here. The weight is still in the heels. Inhale back to center, arms reach up. Left hand grabs right wrist, exhale, side bend. A moment here, just kind of feel the expansion of the body. For a lot of us, if we're sitting at a desk all day or maybe stuck in the head, our body is like a little bit like collapsing. Inhale back to center, arms reach up, lift the heart, lift the gaze, hands to heart center again, and very slowly hinge forward, release your arms, tuck your chin. And once again, a breath or two here. You can pedal feet and knees, you can wag your tail. And then inhale, come halfway up as you flatten and lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands, left foot steps back, stay here. Left hand roots down, twist and open, right arm reaches up to the sky. So once again, for a lot of us, we put the weight into the left hand. So I want you to push into that right foot, maybe come onto your left fingertips. Just a reminder that the right leg is working. Roll your right wrist, give yourself one more deep full breath. Straighten your left knee as much as you can. And then the right hand comes down, right foot steps back. You can do the same thing we did last time. Knees very slowly lower to the floor for cobra, or you can lower halfway down and then roll into up dog. So you're gonna end up either in cobra or up dog, whatever's working for you. And then once that's pretty good, table pose. So knees drop, hands under shoulders, wag your tail, a round or two of cat cow to keep the spine and the spinal fluid malleable, warm. When the spine's feeling nice, back to center, knees come a little closer together, straighten your left knee and flex your left foot. So the left toes are pointing straight down. Root down left hand, extend the right arm out in front of you, spinal balance. So belly draws up and in, hips are pretty square to the floor. On your inhalation, lift your leg and arm a little bit more. On the exhalation, just round and squeeze, engage the belly. Maybe the elbow touches the thigh or knee. Inhale, extend and lengthen, stay here. Left knee bends, right hand reaches back, foot, ankle, or shin. Press the foot into the hand, lift the thigh, lift the chin, lift the chest. One deep, full breath. Exhale, let it go, right hand down, left foot steps forward between the hands. If you have to, grab it, pull it forward. Hips are drawn back, left knee is starting to straighten, so it's the back of the left leg, hamstring, back of the knee, calf. Your micro adjustments would be the hip bones, front of the pelvis is square to the front of your mat. So left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. For more sensation in the calf, you can roll onto the heel or you can start to drag the heel back even. And then you can soften or press the torso towards the left thigh until you feel enough in that back leg. A breath or two here. Keep in mind, if you are not in an air-conditioned area and it's really warm, you may be a little bit more flexible than you normally are, but do not push it. We could overextend when we are a little bit warmer. This is the biggest problem with doing Bikram, is that you're like, wow, I'm so flexible, I can get here. And then like after about 2 hours, you're like, whoa, that wasn't so good. All right, left knee bends, hands root down, roll over your right toes, lift your right knee, left foot steps back, down dog. Long spine, a little internal rotation of your thighs, just very subtle. So the insides of the heels disappear behind the tops of the feet. The heels are being invited down. The knees are being invited to straighten, although the heels don't have to touch and the knees don't have to be straight. Shake your head yes and no. And then when you're ready, you can bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, full. Tuck your chin, release your head, soften. Come all the way up. Arms reach up, lift the chin, lift the gaze. We're gonna keep on moving. So right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Drop your right arm down. Give that right arm a little shake. And then slide the right hand behind the back. Look underneath your right shoulder. Twist to the right. And you're gonna look for your left heel underneath the right shoulder. Now, bend your left elbow so your left hand finds your right ear. And then you're just gonna squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. It's gonna open up through the fronts of the shoulders and the heart. You're still twisting and you're still having that side bend. So it's a really kind of complex pose. Nice, inhale back to center. Both arms reach up. Lift the gaze, press the palms together so you feel a little bit of power on the outsides of the shoulders. So squeeze your hands together. And then left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, side bend to the left. So you can always ease into that pose. Left arm drops down, give it a little shake. And then left arm slides behind the back. Start to gaze underneath the left shoulder. Look for your right heel. And then bend the right elbow and cradle your head. So right hand finds the left ear. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift the heart up a little. Keep twisting and keep side bending. Keith, you're backwards. Switch your arms around. Yes, and keep twisting to your left. Yes, yes, yes. Inhale back to center, arms reach up. Lift your gaze, lift your chin and chest. Exhale, hands through heart center and fold forward. We're just gonna build a little bit on this flow. So tuck your chin, release your head. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back into that dragonfly twist again. So right hand roots down, twist and open, left arm reaches up. So this is where we're gonna use that left leg being strong. So come onto your right fingertips and then start to lift the torso up. It's a balance pose. You're looking for your left thumb and you're sinking a little bit low into those legs. Take your right hand behind your back and take your left arm, reach it up and over. So you're gazing now for your right heel underneath your left shoulder and you're sinking low into that left leg. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so left hand's behind your back. Right arm is up and over and you're twisting to the left. Yeah, you guys look great. Rose, you look great. You're all right. Yep, it's good. Exhale, take both hands down on the inside of your left foot. If you need to, you can scoot your left foot out a little bit to the left. And I just want you to lower your torso down. So see if you can keep your right knee off the ground. If you're flexible enough, you can go down to your elbows, but you're hugging your left thigh towards your left ribs. One deep full breath. And if you're on your elbows, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lift yourself on up. Now swivel your back foot and then crab walk all the way back. Your right knee bends, your right hip comes back towards your right heel. So you're on your left heel, your left toes are pointing straight up, your hands are down, your right elbow inside the right leg, and you're gonna press a little here to get some space. You'll feel it in that left groin. You can lean towards the left leg. You could also add a little twist and you can reach the left arm up if you'd like. And if you want a little bit more, you can bend your left elbow, back of the hand finds lower back and just kind of draw that left shoulder back. Cool. All right. Yeah, Linda, you can bind if you'd like. You can slide it around if you want to. Yeah. All right. Exhale, let it all go. This is going to be our challenge for the day. Keep your hands off the floor, maybe hands to heart center. We're going to warrior two to the front of our mat. So this left knee is going to bend and we're going to lift on up and open up the arms. Oh yeah. Nice work. If you need to, adjust your stance. I got no problem with you making sure that you're stable. Swivel your palms up and down. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. Either grab your shoulders or right hand grabs left wrist for eagle arms. All right, so elbows are up, shoulders are down. This is going to be a little bit of fun. We'll see. All right, so we're going to swivel those elbows a little bit towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring the weight to the left foot, and we're going to take this back knee and we're going to stack it on top of the front knee. Wow. Nice. And then squeeze your ankles together. Maybe that right foot wraps around the left ankle. For a lot of us, we have a big curvature in the back. So see if you can take the curvature out by tucking the tailbone. And then once again, elbows are up, shoulders are down. And if you have the hands, they're coming a little bit away from the face. So we're going to unwind, go back to warrior two as gracefully as you can. Whoa. Nice. Reverse warrior. Right arm drops down, left arm reaches up and over. That left thigh should be feeling some heat now. So let's take the right hand, reach up to grab the left wrist, pull towards the back of your mat and straighten your left knee. That should feel pretty good. And then we're going to come into triangle pose. So lift the torso on up, arms open up nice and wide, and just keep on coming forward. And just drop that left arm down, stack the shoulders, stack the hands. The gaze is up towards the right thumb. It does not matter to me how far you go down. So that left hand could be on the floor, could be on a block, could be just on the inside of the left leg. All of it's okay. Inhale, come on up, hands to hips. Swivel your left toes so the outsides of the feet are parallel to the short ends of the mat. And let's interlace our fingers behind our back. Squeeze our shoulder blades towards one another, straighten the elbows, lift the chin, lift the gaze. If you want a little bit of a back bend, your hips are sinking a little forward, arms are drifting off the lower back, lift the heart a little bit more. One breath, and then chin towards chest, hinge at the waist, start to come forward. You can keep your arms drifting off of your lower back if you need it, although they don't have to be. And then release your hands down towards the floor. Shake the hands out. Shake the head out, and then walk your hands towards that right foot, nose towards right knee, doesn't have to touch. Back to center, walk the hands to the left, nose towards left knee. Inhale back to center, come halfway up, flatten your back, hands to hips, come all the way up. Heels in, toes out. Knees bend, hands slide all the way down to the thighs or the knees. And you're just going to rock a little from side to side. Just get a sense of where the groins are, the strength of the legs. And then we're just going to bring the hands down, keep the knees bent, tuck the chin. And you can keep swaying here from side to side as well. Just bent knee, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, hands back to thighs. Lift yourself on up. Goddess pose, arms reach up. Elbows bend. Hands and elbows draw back. Ribs and belly draw in. Tuck the tailbone. Weights in the heels so you can even soften the toes. Hands and elbows come together. Squeeze them. I like to focus on the forearms and the elbows. And then lift the elbows up a little higher. Keep squeezing. Inhale, open them up. Go farther, farther, farther. And then bring hands to heart center. Straighten the knees. Swivel your toes towards the front of your mat. And step that right foot forward. Swivel your palms open. Shake it out. Woo, nice work. I'm sweating. All right, good news. We got one more side to do. All right. Hands to heart center, bend and straighten the knees just so you're knowing where your legs are. Inhale, arms reach up, lift the gaze, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, no rush. Release your arms, tuck your chin. Inhale, halfway up, flatten and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back. We're doing that dragonfly twist again. So left hand comes down. Twist and open, right arm reaches up. We're trying to stack the shoulders. And then we're going to engage the right leg. So push the right foot into the ground. Come onto your left fingertips. Nice and slowly lift your torso on up. So you're looking for the right thumb. And it's a balance pose. You're going to get really strong with the legs. Right hand slides behind the back. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to gaze underneath that right shoulder. You're going to look for the left heel as you twist. And if you need more, you can slide the left arm over the left ear. It's kind of like reverse warrior, but we have a twist now. Awesome. You guys look great. All right. Exhale. Both hands come down. inside the right foot. If you have to, scoot your foot out to the right a little. Left knee stays off the ground. Lower the torso down. Maybe lower to the elbows. A breath or two. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the ice cream man is in my neighborhood right now. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to go get a SpongeBob ice cream. One more breath. All right, if you're on your elbows, bring the hands underneath your shoulders, lift yourself on up. All right, swivel your back foot to ground down, and then you're just gonna walk your hands back to that left foot. Left knee bends, right knee straightens. You're on your right heel, so your right toes are straight on up. So the hands are down, the left elbow can press inside left thigh. You're just searching for sensation, groins and hamstring. If you need more, you can lean towards the right leg. You can add the twist as the right arm reaches up. You can bend your right elbow so the back of the hand finds the lower back. And if you need that bind, you can drop the left shoulder and slide that left bicep around the left shin. One more deep, full breath here. All right, let go of everything. Hands come down. So we're going to go into warrior two. So the right knee is going to bend. We're going to see if we can keep the hands off the ground for a balance. And then on the exhalation, come on up. Whoa, this is harder for me on this side. Right knee bends, arms open up. Adjust your stance, make sure you're stable. Soften your shoulders, maybe swivel your palms up and down. Take your left arm underneath your right arm. Either grab your shoulders or left hand grabs right wrist or palm. Yeah, Rose, take your left hand like a little underneath the shoulder. Yeah, like that. And then you can kind of squeeze it in. All right. So we're going to do the same kind of a funky thing. So we're going to rotate the elbows a little forward. We're going to bring the weight to the right foot. And then we're going to take that left knee and we're going to stack it on top of the left knee. Oh, sorry, left knee on top of the right knee. Squeeze the ankles together, maybe wrap the foot around the ankle. Tuck the tailbone, elbows are up, shoulders are down, hands away from the face a little, and yeah, this is a balance pose. One more deep, full breath. All right. Coming out, we're going to warrior two. So you're unwrapping everything. Take your time. Left foot steps all the way back. Arms open up. Swivel your palms up and down again. Move your shoulders a bit with them, and then slide into reverse warrior. So left arm drops down, right arm up and over. The gaze is underneath that right arm or down to the left big toe. Left hand reaches up to the right wrist. You're going to pull towards the back of your mat and straighten your right knee. So like you're trying to get that right side body really long. Triangle pose. So lift the torso on up, arms open up nice and wide. Right fingers reach as far forward as you can and then just drop it on down. Stacking the shoulders, gazing up over that left thumb. Long torso. So think tailbone, crown of the head. Soften the toes, but strengthen the right thigh. So maybe lift the right kneecap a little bit as you engage that quadricep. Inhale, come on up, hands to hips. Swivel your right toes, outsides of the feet parallel to the short ends of the mat. Let's try it again. Let's interlace the fingers behind our back. Maybe the opposite thumb comes on top. Squeeze shoulder blades, straighten the elbows. Now, before you do a back bend or anything, let's move the head a bit. So I want to make sure that the neck is taken care of. So search around for any limitation of the neck. So right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, big circles. If the neck is feeling pretty good and you want to back bend, now is your chance. You can sink the hips forward a little. Arms can drift off the lower back. Lift the chin and chest. And when you are ready, hinge forward. Chin towards chest, arms come off the lower back. Crown of the head is coming towards the floor. And you're softening. Release your hands. Hands underneath shoulders, tuck the chin. A little sway of the head. And let's walk the hands to the right. Oh, sorry, let's do something different. Left hand underneath your nose. Twist and open right arm reaches up to the sky. You may feel this in the left groin. If you don't, you can scoot this left hand farther to the right, maybe grab that right ankle, foot, or shin, and you can also bend your right elbow so the back of the right hand finds the lower back. Nice, and then exhale, let it go. Both hands down, tuck the chin. And let's try the other side. So right hand comes down below the nose. Twist and open, left arm reaches up to the sky. Soften your right groin inside of the right leg. If you need more, left elbow bends, back of the hand finds lower back. Right hand can start to scoot to the left. Obviously, the farther you go, the more sensation you will get. So let your body make the decision. Nice. Exhale, both hands come down, tuck the chin again. Hands to hips, flatten your back. Come all the way up. Heels in, toes out. Bend the knees. Arms reach up. Elbows bend. So triceps are parallel to the earth. The fingers are coming towards the backs of the ears. So it's like you're kind of touching the ears, right? And then draw your right elbow towards your right thigh. So keep the heart open, right? So you're still drawing the left shoulder back. Soften here. And then inhale, come on up. Left elbow towards left thigh. Now, it doesn't have to touch. I'd rather have the front of the chest like nice and open rather than you touching anything. Inhale, come on up. Let's do one more time. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh or knee or whatever direction. Inhale, come on up. This is really nice for your obliques, the side body. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh. Nice. Inhale, come on up. Hands to heart center. Straighten those knees. Rotate the toes towards the front of your mat. And left foot steps forward. Nice. Shake it out. Little shake of the legs. Okay, we're going to do a balance pose before we go into hip openers. Everybody's okay? Body's all right? Breath's okay? Nobody needs 911? Cool. All right, so we're doing tree pose. If you're knowing that your balance is a little funky today, grab a chair or go by a wall or a table. Maybe you have a small child that's stable. You can use their head if you like. But we're going to start with the left foot. So spread your left toes nice and wide. Root down to the left foot. I don't want you to rush into this. What I want you to try to do is come onto your right toes first, right? So you're awakening up the left leg. So once you're on your toes and strong with the left leg, you can take your right foot to the ankle or the calf or the inner thigh. It doesn't matter where it's at. So make sure that it's comfortable. The right knee opens up so the pelvis is nice and open. The left leg is pressing into the foot. And you're going to first lengthen through the torso. So get tall, then the hands come to heart center. Now keep in mind, you can do whatever you want with your arms. You can stay right here. You can swivel the palms up. You can use the wall. You can extend. You can do any of those arm poses that we did. So you can do eagle arms. You can interlace the fingers behind your back. You can interlace the fingers. So the arms are just kind of secondary. So maybe like trees of like branches of a tree. So keeping your balance. Maybe you need some other variation of movement and all that stuff is fine. I find when I'm doing a lot with the arms, it's harder to balance. So I like to find one thing and hang out. Where I usually feel the most is usually those little muscles in the tops of my feet. And when that happens, I bend the knee a little bit, give a little bit of power in that left leg. So one more deep, full breath. If you fall out, you just come back in. And then hands to heart center if they're not there already. Extend your right leg out in front of you as you straighten your right knee. Lift that leg up as high as you can. And then softly bring that right foot down. Nice job. Roll onto your left toes and just get your left foot a little bit of attention. So you're gonna kind of shake it out. You can press into the toes. When you press into the toes, think about the front of the ankle, because that's a lot of work when we do those kind of standing poses, the ankle and those muscles in the feet. All right, let's try the other side. One of the things I want you to bring your awareness to is one side more stable than the other. I find that I always have one side that's much more stable. So maybe this is your side, maybe not. Spread your toes nice and wide. Once again, take your time. So bring the weight to your right foot, come onto your left toes, find the strength of the right leg, and then left foot, ankle, calf, inner thigh, just not on the knee. Knee opens up, belly draws in, long through torso, reach with the crown of the head, and then the arms. Once again, whatever works. For a lot of us, we hold our breath when we balance. So see if you can smooth out the inhalation and exhalation. Your drishti, or your gaze, can be somewhere on the floor that doesn't move, or you can shift it up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're really ambitious, you can close your eyes. I can't do that for half a second. I just fall automatically. Keep in mind, if you fall, it's your edge, so no worries. Another breath or two. What is working within the body? Right? So this side, my foot feels pretty good. My ankle's a little bit kind of weaker. All right. Hands to heart center if they're not already. Left foot extends out in front of you. Straighten the knee. Lift the foot. And then softly, left foot comes down. Nice job. Roll onto your right toes. Kind of visit each one of those toes as you get a little bit of flexibility in the top of the foot. And then shake it out. Shake out the hands. All right. We're going to do a little bit of movement. We're doing the hips now. So we're going to keep this heat. So come to the front of your mat. Hands come to heart center. Bend and straighten the knees a few times. And then inhale. Arms reach up. Lift the chin and gaze. Maybe a back bend if you're warm enough and need it. Exhale. Fold forward. No rush. Release your arms. Tuck your chin. Inhale. Halfway. Exhale. Bend, plant, walk, step, or float. Top of a push-up, yogi's choice. You can do a few yogi push-ups if you like. You can go halfway down for up dog. You can go knees, floor, cobra. Exhale, either table, then down dog. Maybe child's pose is there if you need it. 2 breaths wherever you find yourself. And then when you're ready, slide into down dog if you're not there already. Right leg lifts up to the sky. Bend your right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left hip. If it's in your practice, your right foot finds the floor behind you as you flip your dog. Extend that right arm towards the front of the room as you lift the heart. And then exhale as gracefully as you flipped, flip back over. Take your right knee towards your left arm. May touch it, may not. Hold here for a moment. Now straighten your right knee as it extends out to the left. Twist and open left arm reaches up. Hips are lifting. Exhale, left hand comes down, right leg all the way back up. And now take your right knee towards your right arm. If it's available, rest your right knee on your right tricep, lean forward and lift that left leg. All right, inhale, right leg all the way back up. And then pigeon, finally on the right side. Drop your right knee down, point your left toes. Nice work. Get really nice and tall with the torso, a little shift from side to side. Elbows down first. All right, is everyone's right knee okay? Nobody has any issues with the right knee. Cool. All right, so the more parallel your right shin is to the front of your mat, the more intense the sensation will be in the right hip. So if you're feeling like that right hip is like super intense, draw your right heel back towards your left hip bone. If you're feeling pretty good, you can soften the heart and torso towards the floor. And if your right shin, or how about this? If you're looking for a little variation, you can thread the needle. And that is left arm slides behind the right arm, and then you soften outside of the left shoulder down to the left cheek. Right hand can root down, so you're twisting to the right, and then that right arm can slide behind your back. So you're just twisting the torso to the right. Nice. Now, for stability in that right leg, right knee, press your right shin into the ground. So activate as you press down. Now the hard part, breathing, right? So big inhales, slow exhales, mindful of the sensation in the body, as well as where the mind is running to. When we are in these poses that are a little bit longer holding poses that can be quite intense, our sympathetic nervous system wakes up. That's our fight or flight mechanism. Like it says, ow, I don't like this. Either I'm going to run, which means I come out of the pose, or I fight it, which I grip my teeth. Which one are you doing? If you're not doing either one, you're probably not doing enough. Right? So we all have that mechanism. Either, for me, I run. Like it's too much, I just back off, I just stop. Right? And it doesn't matter which one it is, just know how you respond to sensation that's intense or uncomfortable. Right? The hardest part is knowing, okay, yeah, got it. When I am under pressure, this is what I do, or this is how I respond to my body. Right. All right, hands under shoulders, really slowly bring yourself on up. And then mindfully left knee bends. And left hand reaches back, foot, ankle, or shin. If you can get it, draw the heel towards the hip until you feel enough. If you can't get it, drop to your right hip. That'll give that left leg a little bit of space. And once again, you're just breathing. This can be, I find when I first did this asana, it was way more intense than a hip opener. This is like my quadricep was just like, I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't, I was like, nope, it's not happening. Awesome. Exhale, let it go. Come to your right hip. Sweep your left leg around. Extend both of your legs out in front of you. Take your hands into fists and just give the legs a little tap. If your knees felt like there was some pressure, take care of the knees with a little massage. You can also like do a little lower back and hips. And then just give the legs a shake. I want to make sure that you get circulation back into the feet. And then you're going to point and flex the feet a few times, roll the ankles. And when your legs are really kind of malleable and taken care of, bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. You can start with the hands behind your back as you lengthen. And then you can just start to soften. So it's the hinging at the pelvis that gives you the sensation rather than the pressing of the knees down. So as you hinge forward, you'll get a sense of where your groins are. So if your hands are behind your back, this may be plenty, or you can take the hands out in front of you. You can massage your feet if you'd like, or you can extend the arms even farther out in front of you. Now, if you get here and you're feeling like the hinging of the pelvis is just not enough, you have the option to gently, mindfully invite those knees towards the floor, or maybe even out a little bit as they come down. But I want you to be really, really careful. We can overstretch the groins, especially if you're really warm. You're like, oh, this feels great. And what happens with when we're overheated and we're really malleable, we don't feel it until like 2-3 hours later. You're like, wow, that was way too much. So allow the body just to soften on its own rather than being proactive, like, yeah, I'm going to fix this. Awesome work. Slowly come on up. Hands on the outsides of the knees. Lift the knees on up. Take the feet to the floor. Hands behind you. Just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Just kind of check out the lower back. You can even twist in the opposite direction of the knees to make sure the lower back is soft. All right, into boat pose. So come to your toes, rest on your hips, and then just lift those feet off the ground. Hands can come to hamstrings. Knees can get a little bit straighter if you like. You can even extend the arms if you're feeling that that's necessary. Relax the heart as you lift it. Wiggle your fingers, roll your wrists. 2 breaths here. And then when you are ready, cross at your ankles, draw your feet towards you, roll over your feet, plant your hands, walk, step, or float all the way back top of a push-up. And you can move right into down dog, or you have the option to whatever movement works well for your body, but try not to rush it. Eventually, finding yourself in down dog. When you are ready, left leg lifts on up. Bend your left knee and stack. Left hip on top of right hip. If you're gonna flip your dog, really nice and controlled, left foot finds the floor behind you, and lift the heart as you extend your left arm. Now, you don't need to do it, but if it feels good to you, try it out. Exhale, flip it all the way back over. Left knee towards right arm. And then we're going to extend and lengthen that left leg out to the right. Twist and open, right arm reaches up. Nice. Right hand comes down. Left leg comes all the way back up. Left knee towards left arm. May touch, may not. This is your arm balance if you need it. Left knee rests on the left tricep. Lean forward. Maybe the right toes come off the ground. Maybe not. Inhale, left leg all the way up. Exhale, pigeon left side. Yeah. Settle in. Square the hips. Lengthen through torso. Keep in mind, right side, left side, probably different. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Everyone's left knee okay? No problems? Sweet. All right. Elbows down. A moment to assess. That's a little bit of movement from side to side. You can even scoot the shin forward or back if you need it. Soften heart, maybe forehead towards the floor. And you have that other option of a twist. So threading the needle, right arm behind the left arm. So we're swiveling our right palm up and we're resting on the outside right shoulder, right cheek. Left hand presses down as we twist to the left, and then left arm could reach up and slide the left hand behind the back. So at the end of the day, we're twisting to the left, creating more sensation in that left hip. Keep in mind, you don't necessarily need to do this threading of the needle if your left shin is not parallel to the front of your mat. So you do have room to move to scoot that shin forward if you want to. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to do some variations of the hip opener. Once again, you're gonna see if you can press your left shin into the ground to activate that left hip. And then you're gonna check out the body. Are you holding stress and tension within the jaw, forehead, or parts of the body that aren't working? If you are, that's kind of like fighting the pose. If you're just not doing enough, or you're like your mind's wandering to your grocery list or whatever you need to do, that's when you're just kind of running from it. And keep in mind, like that perfect spot where you're not running and you're not fighting, it's a moving target. All right. Hands under shoulders, slowly lift yourself on up. Right knee mindfully bends, right hand reaches back. Your options, once again, dropping to the left hip if it's just way too much. If you're square, you can see if you can rotate your fingers so they're facing the bottom of your foot. So with this rotation, you'll get it at the top of the foot and maybe even through the front of the shin. You have the possibility of taking the crease of the right elbow around that right foot. That's way too much for me. You could always bind with left arm up and over. So I can't give you a demo because this side's just way too much. Right hip bone's dropping, shoulders squaring, you're breathing, and you're bringing the heel towards the hip until you feel like it's enough. If you're like running a lot, if you're riding your bike, your quadriceps and hip flexors can be very tight. Exhale, let it go. Come to your left hip. Extend both of your legs out in front of you. Give them a shake. Hands into fists, tap the legs. And let's give ourselves just a gentle forward fold. So move the flesh from under your sit bones, get nice and tall with the torso, and just give yourself a little bit of movement forward. Try not to press forward. So we've been doing a lot of like veracity with, finding. So give yourself a moment, just kind of soften here. All right, come on up. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor, and you're gonna lower to your back. A little bridge pose, so take your time. As your feet are underneath your knees, your feet are about hips distance apart. You're gonna just lift your tailbone and really slowly, lower back, mid back. You're just stopping when you feel like it's enough. If you come into that full expression, you may squeeze your shoulder blades together and interlace the fingers as you press the triceps and the backs of the hands into the ground, or maybe the sides of the hands. Draw the chin towards the chest. Feel the openness of the belly, the chest, the strength of the legs. 2 breaths here. All right, release your hands, lower your hips slowly, and windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then draw the thighs towards the belly. If you need a little bit more, happy baby, both arms reaching between the legs as you grab the bottoms of the feet. And then draw the ankles up over the knees. Separate those feet as wide as you can. Invite those thighs down towards the floor by the rib cage. For more, bend and straighten the knees. Move the feet in and out, inviting the tailbone towards the floor, like you're trying to make an imprint of the spine. 2 more deep, full breaths. All right, when you're ready, release your feet. Last relaxing pose, Shavasana, heels towards the corners of your mat. So you got some space between the legs. Externally rotate the thighs so the feet fall open. Draw the chin a little bit down towards the chest as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Swivel your palms up by your side body. You can use blankets, bolster, pillows underneath the knees, underneath the head. Whatever supports your body, do that. And as you draw your chin a little bit towards your chest, drop your gaze inward. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth, let it go. Soften fingers and toes, arms and legs. Soften the belly, the chest. Allow the breath to become a little bit more of a whisper. And within this stillness, you are whole, connected, fresh, and new. In this moment, you are perfect. This moment is perfect. Your body is right where it needs to be. Your intellect, your wisdom, your creativity is right on track. Feel your surroundings, sounds, the smells, the way the air feels on your skin. It's freedom and liberation within the body and the mind. Just rest. If you are able to stay in your Shavasana a little longer, please do so. If your day is waiting for you, slowly deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, rolling the wrists and ankles, gently rocking your head from side to side. Extending your arms up over your head, stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Get nice and long. And on your exhalation, gently draw the thighs towards the belly as you wrap your arms around your legs and give yourself a little loving kindness. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Right arm extends up over your head, roll to your right side, and give yourself a moment to acknowledge your body, acknowledge your practice. Fill the heart with gratitude for these amazing bodies that we have. The access to this beautiful evening, knowing that we can move in a way that supports our need, our bodies, maybe even take care of some of those activities that we've been wanting to do because we're worth it, we deserve it. And softly pressing your hands into the floor, bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. And with a nice long spine, soften the shoulders, hands come together, thumbs towards the heart. Take a nice big inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice, your presence, your power. Have a beautiful night. Namaste. Nice work, yogis.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you guys have any questions,